Welcome back to the channel, guys. And if you thought race cars or track cars should only be coupes, well, Horacio Pagani would definitely disagree with you. And to prove his theory, he has brought out the all-new Huayra Revo, part of the Arte Pista program, which started out in 2022 with the all-new Huayra R back then, and it was a complete major success. And now they've added a brand new track weapon to it. And now it is a complete evolved version of the already bonkers Huayra. And if you thought that was bonkers, just wait until you hear what this can do. Of course, it's got the same 6-liter NA V12, but this has been nicknamed the V12 Revo compared to the V12R of the Huayra, of course pertaining to their names. And it's got the same 6-liter NA V12, but this thing makes 900 horsepower, which is 50 more horsepower than the Huayra R, and it generates 770 Nm of torque. And of course, all power goes to the rear wheels, and the engine is mated to a 6-speed sequential dog ring gearbox, of course designed in collaboration with HWA. And of course, this thing is a complete menace. And of course, don't forget the fact that this thing is an open top track only weapon. And if you might think that with the fact that it's an open top, aero and downforce won't be as efficient, you'd be completely wrong, because even with that open top configuration, this thing generates 45% more downforce than the Huayra R, and with the open top configuration it generates an additional 5%, which totals it up to 50% more downforce than the Huayra R, and that runs on is bonkers. And although it may look similar to the Huayra R in terms of looks, and of course it does have a huge ass wing at the back with that central stabilizing wing as well, which you'll find on LMDH or Lamar cars, that is not all, because this is in fact a complete Kodalunga race car, i.e. a long tail race car, because it is in fact got 7.5 inches of added length at the back as well as 4 inches of added length at the front, a brand new front splitter, canards, a complete carbon fiber body, a roof scoop as well, very prominent, and of course a complete very elongated rear end. As you guys can see right there, it is a complete menace, and I for one love V12s and long tails, and this thing is putting it into the same package. And I love Pagani, that is pretty much evident. And if you ask me, they make the sexiest cars in the world, and this is just sheer proof of that. I mean, even with the fact that this thing is a complete track weapon, it still pulls off some of the most beautiful looks that you'll find on any car. This thing is a complete hypercar, so that on its own is a complete menace. And of course, not just that, even with the fact that it puts out 45 or let's say 50% with the open top configuration, 50% more downforce than the Huayra R, that is not on, because at the speed of 320 km an hour or 199 miles an hour, the downforce, i.e. the vertical load, outweighs the running weight of the car, and that on its own is bonkers. I mean, that literally means that this thing could most probably theoretically drive upside down, and that is something that only the Porsche 956 could do, because theoretically at the speed of 321.4 km an hour, that thing had the downforce which outweighed the weight of the car, and it could also drive on the ceiling, i.e. upside down. So the same phenomenon has been applied right here, and well, I mean, this on its own is complete bonkers. And of course, it's got a double wishbone suspension made out of forged aluminum alloy with helical springs, with electronically controlled active shock absorbers, giving this unprecedented track precision. And not just that, the active suspension works in a way to ensure that the Huayra Revo completely responds accordingly to the steering inputs of the driver, and completely exits and enters a turn with maximum speed and maximum pace while putting the power down completely and as soon as possible. As well as the fact that the rigid mounting points just prove that this thing is a complete handling monster, and the fact that this thing is very predictable when thrown into corners and just bears the steering inputs of the driver according to the driver's will, and that runs on makes it a complete handling monster. And of course, an open top configuration in a complete track only car, I mean, that runs on still blows my mind. And of course, this thing is a complete long tail, and one of the main inspirations for Horacio to completely implement this on a complete race car was in fact the 60s and 70s Lamar cars that he in fact looked at, and he decided to put it right into this. And well, the end result was the Huayra Revo, and this thing looks so good, and as well with a howling NA V12, 9200 RPM red line that sings all the way more, and of course 900 horses at the back, rear wheel drive, a complete aerodynamically inclined car with an open top configuration. I mean, what else could you ask for? But if you think that is it, that's not all. And the all new advanced braking system with brand new CCMR self-ventilated carbon ceramic brakes with bespoke racing pads give this rapid stopping power, and as a result, durability and reliability as well as stability have been completely improved, as well as the fact that operating temperatures have been completely reduced even at extreme track use, and thereby this entire system is highly durable. And this entire braking system of a product is the product of a complete long-standing relationship between Brembo and Pagani. They have done it on a whole other level, and of course Brembo on their own deliver on every single occasion, and with Pagani they deliver on the fact of brilliant and complete state of the art systems, and this is definitely part of that. And I mean, what else do you need, guys? An NA V12 hooked to a complete 6-speed sequential gearbox, obviously done in partnership with HWA, as well as the engine, of course. And I mean, 900 horsepower and 9200 RPM redline, rear wheel drive, a completely aerodynamically and downforce inclined track weapon, a massive wing carbon fiber body all over, new aero blade wheels as well, taken from the Pagani Utopia, a complete long telefuel 7.5 inches added at the back, as well as 4 inches at the front, and as well as a top speed of 350 kilometers an hour. I mean, what the hell, guys? I mean, Pagani have really gone out and done something stellar. And the fact is, with that open top configuration, the front and rear vertical load increases by 5%, and that on its own is completely bonkers. I mean, you'd think the open top configuration would hinder it in a way, right? Well, Pagani have made it so that it is a complete advantage on its own, and this thing is a complete killer feature. And the fact that there is in fact a Targa top feature where you can in fact put 2 Targa tops on each side to make it a coupe if you want, but I for one want to keep it open solely because I can hear that engine or the NA V12 scream all the way to 9200 RPM. I mean, with the cockpit on its own, a complete carbon titanium cockpit on its own, a complete monocoque, and this thing not only focuses in terms of technology, i.e. suspension, braking system, engine and all, but it also focuses on safety as well, quite a lot as well, i.e. fireproof material which covers the seats, as well as the fact that the seat is equipped with 6-point harnesses with carbon fiber headrests with dedicated lateral protection. So this thing is a complete safe way of just binning it on a track, as well as the fact that this thing is safe, and as well as the fact that it's an NA V12 that screams up all the way to 9200 RPM, 900 horses on its own, rear wheel drive, a complete carbon fiber body, 1060 kilograms, which is literally less than a 2024 Mazda Miata on its own. I mean, what else do you want, guys? I mean, Pagani have really outdone themselves, and if you thought the Huayra R was OP, the Huayra Revo definitely trumps over the Huayra R, and not to mention the gearbox only weighs in at 80 kilograms, and of course the entire overall aerodynamic efficiency of the car is up by 21%. And of course, who could forget the beautiful A-class carbon fiber bodywork? And this exact carbon fiber body was actually specifically developed for the Pagani Utopia, and it carried over to the Huayra Revo. And not only does it enhance the visual appeal as well as structural performance, but it also contributes to stiffness by upping it by 38%. I mean, what else could you ask for, guys? And guys, if you ask me, the Pagani Huayra Revo has officially earned the badge for the most extreme Pagani ever made. And well, guys, from the streets of San Cesario, Sulpanaro, the Pagani Huayra Revo. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, guys, the price as well as the production number are yet to be revealed. We can mostly think that, of course, the price tag will be as high as possible, considering the fact that the Huayra R came with a price tag of $3.1 million. This thing will most likely be around that price tag as well. And this might be, and if you ask me, it will most likely be more rarer than the Huayra R, of which 30 were made. So you can expect a production number of less than 30 of these babies being built. Well, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to hit that sub button and click the bell to ensure that you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Arrivederci.